So this is where shit started to get interesting.
Dat moet nou Lambert buiten, man. Ik kan niet meer omrijden, het is te ver voor mij.
Okay, we have a problem. There's no fuel here. Hello! It's day 3. It's still raining. If you just joined in, I'm traveling the west coast with a German man I met 2 days ago. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning.
See, it's raining.
It is a bit raining. Oh shit.
Today we have a plan to go to Elands Bay. We're gonna visit a crayfish factory and then we're gonna end up in Lambert Bay this afternoon. So I think today is gonna be exciting. But this rain won't stop.
I'm gonna shower now. But I don't know how we're gonna do that with our tents in the rain. I mean, I like the sound of the raindrops on the tent, it's cool. But obviously it's shit because now we're in the rain and if we break down our tent it's gonna be wet. I'm looking forward to coffee as well.
So we packed up our tents and just as we finished packing up, the rain actually stopped. So this is where shit started to get interesting. With our newfound love for gambling, we decided to start off this morning with a risk. Our petrol is like empty, so we're just rolling down the hills, and because it's this foggy, we can't see where the town is, but if I'm not mistaken, it should be close somewhere. We didn't have much diesel, but I believed we had enough to reach Elands Bay. So we drove directly from Dwarskerspos, where we spent the night, to Elands Bay, rather than going back south to Veldrift, filling up there, and then drive to Elands Bay. Let's just hope we make it. My risk paid off. It was calculated. We reached Elands Bay as I planned. But the next part was unexpected. This is our petrol station. It says no fuel available.
That's shit.
Until further notice. Let's ask this guy. Okay, I'm gonna ask someone. This is me asking the petrol attendant what's up. And this is me going, oh fuck. Okay, we have a problem. There's no fuel here, nowhere in town, so we have to get fuel in Lambert Bay.
How far is that away?
I'll have to Google. Let's see. Okay, Lambert Bay. Shit. Can't be that far. Yeah, so our fuel is empty. We don't have diesel left. This station doesn't have anything. We'll have to go to Lambert Bay, but that's about another 50 kilometers and I don't know if we can make that. But that is literally our only option at this moment, so we'll have to drive and just hope that we make it. Lambert's Bay was too far away, but I'm not a man that gives up this quickly. I had one last trick up my sleeve. But I'm gonna take a shortcut route on the dirt road instead of going around on tar road, which might be risky as well, because if it happens to be that we run out of fuel there, we have much less of a chance that someone passes us. But it's a risk I'm willing to take at this moment, so let's go. That's what we did. We took the shortcut, hoping we make it to the other side. It was all going smoothly, a bit shaky, but smoothly nonetheless, until we were just about at the end of the shortcut. This construction vehicle shouted at us to stop.
Ek het die tyd vir om weer te ry. En ons het besig met die pad om dit reg te maak. As toe, heeltemal toe. Dink jy gaan kan weer gaan nie?
I didn't want to drive back to him. There was valuable liters of diesel, so I walked towards him to find out what's going on.
En ek het in Elands Bay wou inkom, hulle het niks daar nie. So ek moet nou Lambert Bay toe gaan. Ek kan nie weer omry nie, dit is te ver vir my.
This is where I heard the message and my heart sank. He told us the road was closed at the end. There was no way we could get through.
Anything can help now.
We would have to drive back to Elands Bay and then around to Lambert Bay. I'm trying to explain to these guys that I'm f***ed and I have absolutely no diesel left.
Hy's leeg, hy sê empty, al klaar. I thought I'm gonna drive this because it's shorter than going around. Ek gedink dit moes nou korter hierdeur as om te ry.
They didn't believe me, so I had to show them.
Ja, wil jy gou kyk? Hy sê empty. Kyk of sy wel kan help, man. Here gaan jou seën. God will bless you, my bro.
When I turned on my ignition and my fuel gauge didn't even move a millimeter, they had no words. So they told me to reverse to them and they'll make a plan. It turned out one of them was the diesel supplier for all the construction vehicles. What luck. So we quickly engaged in a highly illegal diesel transaction. Real heroes do still exist. We were saved and could carry on. The luck was still on our side.
Veilig ry nou? Dankie, dankie. Lekker dag vir julle. Lekker dag vir julle.
Dankie. Okay, this was super interesting. We were driving this road that was the shortcut, but they're renovating it, so they closed it completely, but only at the end. So we were driving, we were almost at the end, and the construction guys told us, no, listen, this road is closed. We're not gonna get through it at all. And I told them what our problem is. We don't have any diesel left at all. And we chatted it out what the possibilities is, and then finally they could lend me a bit of diesel. So we threw in the diesel and now we have to go back and then drive completely around to Lambert Bay. But we found a way to keep on moving. Oh man, this is all you need to do. Nothing has to be perfect, but you just have to keep on going on. And we found a way to do that, so woo!
Oh, the tension, you could feel the tension before that.
But that was interesting. That's an experience.
Oh, definitely a good story.
But we're safe now, hopefully. We're driving back, and then we're gonna carry on the day and bring you more entertainment. I mean, subscribe after that. I've been feeling the stress now. Now with new diesel in our tank, we decided to see more of Elands Bay. The Getaway magazine actually said there's nothing to do in Elands Bay except surf and eat crayfish. And since we didn't pack our surfboards, we're gonna go visit the crayfish factory. I wanted to visit the crayfish factory, but looks like it's closed. So I think we might just go to Lambert Bay now and do what we have to do. It seems like we might be able to go into the factory. The managers aren't there at the moment. The people here are not authorized to let us in. And they said the managers might be coming now within the next 30 minutes. So I think we're just gonna sit in the car where it's dry, and then maybe if we see the managers arriving, we can ask them if we can come have a look inside the factory. It was so cool. I decided to come onto this stone structure going into the sea, and then I saw dolphins right there in the sea. There's every now and then there's a dolphin coming up. So we waited for the manager. Hours had passed and he never arrived. And when he finally did arrive, he shrugged us off and told us to come back tomorrow. But the 3.5 hours that we waited wasn't our biggest problem. So we found a new problem. Our tire here has a small leak, so it's slowly getting flatter as we drive on. It's luckily just a small leak, so hopefully we don't get a complete full flat. What I struggle to explain at this moment is that our spare tire also had a puncture and couldn't be inflated. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens about that. We had to get to Lambert Bay, and we had to get there fast. So Daniel grabbed us a snack and I asked someone to pump up our tire. We were racing towards Lambert Bay with a deflating tire and no spare. So we reached Lambert Bay, and if you listen closely you can hear the pff, pff of the air escaping our tire. And you wouldn't believe me if I told you that 50 meters in front of the caravan park, the place where we were supposed to stay that night, our tire was on the rim. It was completely deflated. We've got a flat tire. It happened, the inevitable. But now we had to sort out the problem. We were supposed to be driving home the next day. It's 4:30 and most shops will close before 5. So we have to go find a shop on foot that can help us with our tire, and then we can sort out the problem before tomorrow, so we can at least just make it home safe. After multiple calls, we had a plan. A new tactic. We called the people from the tire place and they talked to me. They said, okay, they're gonna come here, pump up the tire, then we're gonna drive to the tire place, and then we're gonna switch out the tires. They have spare wheels for us, so we can put on another spare wheel and go on, because this one is flat and the spare one is also flat. But we have a solution, and then we can go on with our plans and go home after that. So no stress, no worry, we find a way to move on. Okay, so the plan didn't work. They didn't have the tire we needed. So they showed us to a different workshop. So while we were at the new workshop, they could order in 2 new tires that would arrive the next day. So we were back on track. We could reach Cape Town the next day. But we still had to reach the caravan park that evening.
You guys in South Africa do the same way that we Europeans.
Yeah,
black on black, red on red. Yeah.
Yeah, red on red, black on black.
Okay.
Okay, let's start this compressor. Woo!
There we go.
Fucking brilliant,
Get
man.
stuck.
We won't get stuck in Africa. Now that we weren't distracted by car problems anymore, we could focus on why we came to the West Coast in the first place. Find out about the fishing culture.
First of all, the knife needs to be at least very sharp.
So we saw a man gutting his fish in the caravan park and decided to talk to him. After seeing the sloop, we realized we still had to eat. So we made our way into town. We found a restaurant at the harbor called Isabella's and we had a delicious seafood platter each and enjoyed it with a bottle of wine Daniel brought. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Last night.
On a good night.
We ended off the night at the fire with a glass of sherry, realizing that everything always turns out the way it should at the end.
In English, it's a mallet.